Here's my channel at. There we are. Live.
There we are. Live. There we are. Live.
All right. What we got going on here? What we got going on here? All right. Let's put you over here. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right, guys. All right. It should work. And some harder clay. How's it going, everybody? Happy Hump Day, Wacky Wednesday with the Vertical Live. We're gonna make one of these dolphin chalices by hand with the clay. So if you think you might be interested in that, stick around and wait for a couple more people to get in here. Meanwhile, I'll mix my clay up. Yeah. So I'm taking some of this harder clay, mixing it with the softer clay so it gets more of a uniform feel to it. Hey, we got 21 people in here. Welcome, welcome. We're going to make one of those. Anybody want to see me make one of those? Actually, I got to make several of them. So, but that is exactly what we're going to do. Hey, Andrew, how you doing there? Good to see you in the chat. Getting my clay ready. This is just glazed right now. It did not get its last firing, so that's why it kind of looks like the color that it is. Once it gets fired, it will be a beautiful looking color. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Yeah, that's probably the third one I've ever made. I made two other ones after this one. I wasn't super happy with them. They kind of warped in the kiln. Heat kind of does that. This top part has to be positioned correctly so that the weight is vertical on the piece, or if the weight is too much to one side, when you fire it, it'll start to lean, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And we don't want to have that happen. I want to have a nice straight chalice, right? So let me get my hands cleaned up here a little bit, and we're going to make that. So hopefully everybody had a good day today. Wednesdays, I always do my Vertical Live, and I call it Wacky Wednesday. You can call it Hump Day. Whatever makes you happy. So, let's get my drink over here. I'm a little bit off camera, but you can see there on the table that dolphin wine glass is what I call it. That's what we're going to make. All right. And so this is just sculpturing. All right. So I need enough clay to make this portion of it. There you go. Get a better view of it. I should move it this way just a little bit so you can get a better view of that's what I want to make. So I gotta start shaping this with my hand. It looks like I'm gonna need a little bit more clay than that. So how you doing today, Andrew? Abraham, how you doing? Good to see you in here. It did take a long time to make. I won't be able to finish it in this vertical live, but you will at least see a shape of the dolphin for the most part. After I actually make a piece out of this, I have to hollow it out on the inside because you don't want to leave it this thick. So but yeah, everybody likes the dolphin. I am doing great, Abraham. Thank you. I was just explaining that it is not fired yet. It doesn't have its last firing, so the color of it is a little bit off right now. But I will be firing it soon, and you'll get to see the bright colors that it is. So anyhow, gotta start hand sculpturing this thing. So we need to make this part of it. And it's gotta look like a dolphin, you know? But this is how I start out making the piece. Andrew, my day was pretty good. It was pretty good today. So let's see. This dolphin comes up like this, nice shape like that. And they're kind of flat across the nose, you know? Kind of flat across the nose. It looks like I need a little bit more up here, so let's bring this back a little bit. We're going to start over with it and get this portion right here a little bit thicker right before the mouth of the dolphin. Yeah, hopefully your day was pretty good as well. All right, so let's slowly bring the mouth out on this dolphin. Getting the proportions right is always, you know, the problem that you keep messing with the clay and messing with the clay, and you're trying to get it to come out right, you know. So that's kind of where I'm starting there. So I'm getting the head portion of it. This is where the wine glass or the top part of the cup will sit right in here. Kind of like that. Making this round. Bring it out a little bit further. Because they do have a kind of a longer mouth to them. So I'm going to continue to shape this with my hands. This is always the hardest part, is just trying to get the shape exactly what it needs to be, you know? Because you want it to look as close to a dolphin as you can, obviously. And this is a bottlenose dolphin. If you can't tell it, that's the type of dolphin this is. So he'll go like that. And then need to bring this up here a little bit. So he's got a little bit of a head going on right there. So he can hold the cup portion. Oh, there he's starting to look like a bird. We don't want to do that. Keep him straight. Keep it straight. All right. Might be a little long. We can always trim that off if we need to. It always starts out kind of looking like a bird. You know what I mean? A lot of people like dolphins. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to swim with dolphins or go and be right up next to them in the water with them. It's quite a fun experience. I was able to do it when we were at, let's see, Disneyland, or not Disneyland, Disney World. We went on the cruise portion of it, and they actually had an extra thing where you could sign up. Of course, you had to pay extra for it, but you could go swim with the dolphins, which was quite fun. You didn't actually swim with them. They call it that, but that's not exactly what you were doing, you know. You're basically standing in the same tank as them on a platform, and then they come up to you. And you can hug them. Hey, Joyce, how you doing? We're going to make a dolphins tonight. Here, it's Wacky Wednesday, but let's make some dolphins. Hopefully I can do a good job here. So I'm kind of showing everybody how I start forming it to try to get the proper shape. Till I'm done here, it will start to look like a dolphin. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to start slimming this bottom down so I can get it narrower down here. Hopefully, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Move it over. So kind of like when you pull handles, that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm stretching the clay out. Okay? Stretch the clay out. You can kind of see how the shape is starting to look more and more like what you're seeing there. Just shaping it like this. You see I'm slowly getting that shape. Slowly. And then I'll have to cut them apart. That's actually getting really good right there. Then I'll have to cut him apart and hollow him out. All right, so I'm going to get that much of the clay off of it. Smooth the body out, because dolphins are very smooth. Well, actually, if you feel them, they kind of feel a little rough, like sandpaper in a way. It's not real bad though. It's like a real smooth sandpaper, if that makes any sense. You like dolphins? Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Love your dolphins. Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. Everybody keeps asking about the dolphins, and I know I need to make a couple of them anyhow. So why not get them started a while? All right. He's getting pretty close to what I need to have. But we do have a tail that we're going to have to make as well. So he's going to come up like this. Now start turning him like this. Kind of like that. And that's kind of how he's going to sit. So instead of me putting him on the table like this, let's get a bat that I can put him on. All right. Because I'm going to make a couple of these. So there's one that we started. Move this guy back here. Now the thing is to try to make these kind of look the same, you know, same height and that kind of thing. Thank you. Of course, I didn't put the fins on him yet or anything, but I probably should do that while he's like this. But well, you know what though? I would like to wait till he hardens up a little bit so I could actually carve out the inside. And then I'll put the fins on afterwards. That would make a lot more sense. And I'll also do the tail later on as well. I got to throw the top part and I got to throw the base, and then he'll sit on there like that. I should make him a little bit bigger than what that one is. So if you're just joining us tonight, we're making dolphins, dolphin wine glasses. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. All right. I gotta make sure I get enough clay to make the next one. I think I would like to make it a little bit bigger than what it is right now. But since I started with that size, I'm going to try to make another one about the same size, which is always the hardest part. Come on. I'm going to try shaping the nose of the dolphin like this. A little bit more water. And we got to bring this back more. Trying to thin it down more. So I got to get down closer to that size. It's getting closer. Getting closer to that dolphin mouth for the bottlenose dolphin. Yeah, everybody comments on the dolphins, so I thought that it would be a good idea to try to make one tonight. Looks like I need to make this more narrower here. So let's bring the head back a little bit so we can kind of get that that shape going. Kind of like that. Kind of looks like a banana in the way, but try to get that shape. The dolphin. That's a lot closer to the other one. Yeah, make sure I do this even so it looks good any way you look at it. So I think I have more clay here than I actually need. Let's pull some off. Need to thin the bottom part out more. And this is how we do it. That's how we get that shape. And slowly pull the clay down by making your hands wet like that. So there I'm getting a lot closer to the shape I need to have, like the other one. We got to work on its nose a little, or its mouth a little bit. Kind of looks like a banana in a way. I feel like it's so hard to try to get him to match, you know? He's getting a lot closer, though, to matching up. So we got to bring this down more because they get real narrow towards the backs of them with their tails. Kind of like that. And let's pull some clay off. Start winding this around. It's getting closer, huh? Getting closer. It's kind of like a dolphin jumping out of the water is what I'm trying to achieve. So here's the second one. He's not completely identical to the other one, but he's very close. Very close to being the same. So hopefully he'll stand up so they can dry a little bit. We're pretty close to the same size right there. I may have to fill him out just a little bit more. Looks like he's gotten a little thin right in here. Let me see if I can add a little bit of clay to him. Clay is very soft right now, and the more water you add to the clay, the softer it gets. How you doing, passerby? Good to see you in the chat. Making some dolphins. Do a little bit of hand building, sculpturing. People don't get to see this too much on YouTube, so I thought I'd try it out. Get a little bit too much clay down here. A little bit too much clay there. Oh, you're welcome, brother. Hope everything's good where you're at. How's work going tonight? Hope you're having a better night than you did last night. There we go. Add a little bit more of a stomach to him. Felt like he was on a weight loss program, so it's add a little bit of weight. Then I can stand him up to the next one. So they should be pretty well the same. So they just need to set up a little bit. And they don't want it. They don't want to set up. That's for sure. It's just I might need to put a stilt on the back of him. So I probably should do that to both of them so they don't fall over. Man, just another boring day at work. I hate working the day shifts. Oh man. We're gonna put a prop up back here to give him some strength to stand up. And do the same thing with the other one just so they don't want to fall over. Because I don't want them to fall backwards. So I'll have to work on this guy a little bit more probably. So there's two dolphins. I'm trying to bend this guy a little bit more. Kind of like that. So there's two dolphins. Two dolphins. Let's see. Are these going to get glazed? Yes, they are. They are going to get glazed. This one is glazed. However, it has not been fired yet. So what you're seeing is a powdered coating of the glaze before it goes in the kiln. But you will get a chance to see that one probably first on how it looks after being glazed. So I don't know if I have enough clay here for another one. I might have to open my bag up and get more clay. Thank you. Some of this clay is super soft. I did leave some out. Hopefully it gets a little bit harder for me because at least that way when I can get it to stand up without falling over right away, you know. If it's too wet, it will just fall right over. And his nose is just a little bit too long. So we'll make his a little bit shorter. And I'll still refine this shape as they dry. Then I'll have to cut them apart, hollow them out, put them back together, add their fins, add a top cup, and add the base, And then let them dry. Then they'll get bisque fired. Should try to make a bigger dolphin than those. Those are a little bit smaller than this one. So I should make them a little bit bigger than that. Should turn them this way so you can actually see them better. He's right in the way of those other ones too, isn't he? Let's move it like that. Looks better on the screen. So this is a little bit more clay. Hopefully I can make a bigger one out of this. Have you tried doing any sculpturing, Joyce? All right, so now let's shape this body. And like I said before, it's kind of like how I pull handles. How we shape the body. That's pretty much how we shape. We pull the clay down, change your hand position to actually make it a round shape, because if you don't, it'll start looking weird. See if I can get this to start to look like a dolphin. Let's take that off of there. You haven't? You should try it. So I got to make its bottlenose mouth. So I'm basically just pulling the clay. We'll keep pulling off what we don't want to use or don't need anymore. But as soon as I get the mouth to the proper size according to the head, then I can simply cut it off a little bit. Got to shape the head a little bit here. Let's do it like that. It's easier working with a bigger piece. So looks like his mouth is still a little bit long, so we're going to pinch more of that clay off. Proportions, you know, it's got to look proportionate. And they are a bottlenose, so I got to make sure I make it rounded. What I should do is bring the camera closer, because you really don't need to see me in this view. If you just watch, you could probably just, my hands and how I'm shaping is really probably what's most important. But if you normally pull handles with your clay, that's pretty well what I'm doing here to shape the body. So we got to keep that shape. He starts to get more slender down here because of the tail. And again, I don't need that extra clay, so I pull it off. Keep pulling that tail down. Change your hand position so you can continue getting a nice round object in your clay. Look at, on the back side, make sure that he looks like he's flowing, that size flows. So that's what I'm doing now, making sure it all flows. I don't want them looking too big at one spot. So make sure I pull the clay down and continue shaping the body of the dolphin. As you can see, I'm taking more and more clay off as I'm pulling it. If I don't need that much clay, I simply pull that off. Now here is a much larger dolphin, and this is probably closer to the size he was when I made him. So now I'm going to have to work on this shape right here on the top. I can always take clay off of here to get that nose shaped correctly. Pull some more clay off of him and just keep working at the shape. I mean, it's clay, and if you take too much off, just add some more clay onto it. You envision tiny surface cracks as I shape. Yeah, I never had that happen with it. Okay. My hands are quite sticky right now, so it's a little difficult to mess with them, but we're going to do the best we can. Looks like it got a little bit thin right in here, and he is supposed to flow straight out. Again, take a little bit more clay off of there. I can always put it back on if I have to. It's funny because when I'm sculpting like this, I feel like I could always keep working at it, and you have to get to a point where you're just, what, it's good enough, and that's difficult to do when you're an artist, is to say, okay, enough is enough. It's just like when you've thrown a piece and you're adding shapes on it, you're cutting shapes into it, and you just keep seeing more and more and more, and it's like, oh, wait a minute here. I spent 3 hours on this piece. I probably should be done with it by now. All right. His mouth might be a little bit on the long side, but I can always cut that down. I have plenty of time to do that. But there's how I got the shape of the dolphin. So I'm going to see if I can make another one like him. So let's try to get him to stand up over here as well. Let's see if he will. You can see he's a little bit taller than the other ones. Getting him to stand up at this point is kind of difficult. I'm going to lay him down for now because he's just going to fall over on me. All right, so let's get some more clay together. Wow, I expected to have a lot more people in the Vertical Live. I guess YouTube does not like this video. I don't know why it wouldn't like it. And what's not to like about watching an artist create something from his bare hands. We'll see what it does afterwards, though, because usually afterwards I'll get a lot more views anyhow. Let me get some more water in here. This water's turning to mud. So I hope everybody had a good day today. It's hump day. Should be looking forward now to the weekend. I hear it's supposed to be getting colder up here, up north here. I live in Pennsylvania, so we're supposed to be hot all this week, and then next week they're predicting it to get colder. I don't understand this weather. It probably has something to do with weather modification and trying to cover up the skies so the sun can't warm up the planet, because, you know, we're getting too hot on this planet, is what they say. I think they just ought to leave well enough alone. Let God take care of it. But, you know, my opinion probably don't matter. I'm sure it doesn't. Oh my. They don't care about us. Ah, you like the dolphins. All right. I know you like the dolphins, Leah. You see, I'm making more of them. For one, I do have an order for 2 dolphins. So I'm getting on those. I thought, well, if I got to make dolphins, let's just make them. So I'm going to make a few dolphins because I'm sure some of them won't turn out. That's kind of the way it goes. I got 11 thumbs up. Awesome. Yeah, if you love this, give me a thumbs up, man. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Always looking for more subscribers. I'm on every night at 7:30. So you can always come back to this channel tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Remember that George Carlin said, we're arrogant to think that we can affect the earth that much. Yeah, right, Leah. You're absolutely right. I liked him. Is one for you? Well, maybe. Actually, I thought maybe that one might be. He's already glazed. And you can't tell by the glaze, by this color right here, what he will look like when he comes out of the kiln. So that would be a surprise. But that there is already glazed and ready to go for last firing. We are making dolphins tonight, guys. Dolphin wine glasses is what I call them. Some people call them chalice. All right. So there's another dolphin. I'm sure he'll be beautiful. Oh, he will be. Take my money. Oh, man. Oh, you can always go back and start from the beginning. I did make 3 already, though. So the goal is to try to make, you know, quite a few dolphins. That way you know, we'll see how it goes. They're not all going to be the same size. You know, this one's a little bit bigger than the other two. I got to let them dry a little bit more, and then I have to cut them in half, scoop them out, make them hollow, put them back together, put the fins on them. I got to throw the bottom piece and the top piece, and then put it all together. That's how it's going to happen. Maybe give me the nice discount, the niece discount. We'll see what we can do, Leah. We'll see what we can do. I already have way too much clay. Way too much clay. All right. I make these kind of like the way I do my handles. Thank you, Leah. It's very difficult because this clay is so soft and it just moves so easy. So if you squeeze the clay too much at one spot, it just freaking oozes out, which is not good. Okay. Get back there. I can always refine this shape once it sets up a little bit too, which is typically what I do. Being that this clay is so soft, I'm going to have to do that. There we go. He looks pretty good so far. We'll pull this closer. I think we can take that off of there. So Leah, have you ever heard of Tori Says? Or Tori, what's her last name? Muirhead? Tori Muirhead? Tori. Tori Says. Because I think you would like her. I found out about her back in 2015, 16, somewhere around there. Yeah, Tori. Tori, her last name starts with an M, but her show on YouTube and Twitch and all that is Tori Says. Is she a singer? No, she's not a singer. Not a singer. She couldn't sing if she tried. No, she's gotten herself, she works for the government, or she used to work for the government. I think she still does. She's one of those black op types people that work for the government in a roundabout way. She used to work for used to work for that guy nobody likes anymore, which I don't think I've ever liked him. Oh, shoot. I can't remember his name. I think he was head of the FBI at one point. Back in the Obama days. Can't remember now. Can't remember his name. All right, that's actually close to the same size as the other one. That's good. Oh, crap. I'll remember it. I know I will, and I'll probably be off the air, or I'll be sitting talk about something else and think about it. Brenner. That's who she used to work for. Isn't it weird how stuff comes to your mind? Yep, Brenner. She worked for him. Let's just say back in the 2016, 2015, all that Q stuff started going around. No, not a news guy. John Brennan. I think he was the head of the FBI when Obama was around. James Brennan. I think that's his name. James Brennan or John Brennan. John Brennan, I think, is his name. Yeah, she's been, it's kind of hard to say what she is, okay? What I can tell you she is definitely is a linguist, okay? She talks about the political stuff going on today. She actually knows Trump very well. She has been to the White House more than times than she can probably count. So she's one of these people that probably not a whole lot of people know about her. But she let us know exactly what was going to happen in the elections and all that. She told us all this stuff that was happening before COVID came around. She told us about what was going to happen. And it happened. She's very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. She'd be a lot of fun for you to watch. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Thank you for coming in the chat. Ken. Hey, Ken, how you doing? Comey was director of the FBI during Obama. Thank you. Thank you. James Comey. Well, who was Brennan then? Because Brennan, CIA? James Brennan, I think it's James Brennan. I can't remember now. His last name's Brennan. Or Brennan. Wasn't he, maybe he was CIA. Murray, I'll look her up. You know, if I give her props, she's worth it. Oh, she'll be worth it. You'll start watching all her old shit. If you go to ToriSays.com, she has all her old stuff on there. And you can search and stuff. But she still does lives today. And she'll put them on YouTube. She's back on Twitch again, but they took her off of Twitch a long time ago. But she is back on it. I think she does Rumble too. So anyhow. So who was the CIA director then? Was it James Brennan or Brenner? Isn't that his name? Thank you, Kevin. John Brennan, director of CIA. That's who she used to work for. That's exactly. Thank you, Ken. But that's exactly who this person worked for. Ken with the win. Is it Ken? Yeah, Ken with the win. Coming in a clutch with the info. That's what we need. We need people like that in here, but we ought to actually do that in my other channel. Start talking about this stuff. I think I got way too much clay going on here. I got 4 dolphins, just their bodies started right now. Off in the distance, you can see the other dolphin that I made. That's just glazed. Can you understand me normally? I think so, Kevin. Here is the one dolphin that I made. He's going to be going in the kiln, getting fired soon. Yeah, when it comes down to it, I didn't like Comey either, but thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. But I'll have to try to finish these off when you guys can watch, because I like to get this all on film. Not I say film, but digitally on how I make these. So what I have to do is kind of split that up into different parts on how I make dolphins. What time is it? It's almost 9:15. I'm not going to be on here real late tonight, guys. So start making the nose of the dolphin like that. Then we got to start pulling the body shape down, thin them out. You can't have a fat dolphin. So you start to shape him. You can see it kind of starts to look like a dolphin. The dolphins are my favorite. I do believe. Translator for victory. Kevin is winning with the green tea. How you doing? I just saw your name there. Good to see you in here. Oh, I got way too much clay. It's really hard to get this shape and have it turn out correct, you know, so it actually looks like a dolphin. You wouldn't really think that it's hard to make a dolphin, you know? Because their body shape is really slender, round. But then again, this clay is super soft. So I'm just making it wetter, and it's just getting worse and worse for me. But I think I got way too much clay going on here. Is this job very difficult too? It can be. It can be difficult for sure. because I want it to proportions to be correct. You know what I mean? So I don't want it to look weird. It really does need to look like a dolphin. So we'll shape him like that. His nose is a little bit too long. I don't know you spoke any Spanglish, Murray. I don't speak Spanglish. No, I don't. I don't speak Spanglish. All right, let's get his head tilted. His body comes around like that. So he'll be standing up. I don't think he looks very good though, but we can add to him once the shape hardens up a little bit, because right now it's just super soft. We'll put him on the other one like this. All right. I really liked you. You seem like a great person. You've gained a new subscriber. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I'm trying to gain as many subscribers as possible. I'm on every night at 7:30. It's Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. I'm not sure where you're located, but anyhow, I'm on the east side, East Coast. All right. Let me see if I can find some clay that's got a little bit more hardness to it, because it's hard to shape those with the clay being so soft. That's really soft too. Let me check this bag. Yeah, this has got some soft clay in it too. I really just have to let my clay sit out. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous that here's a harder piece. I could probably mix this in with my other clay. Probably be a decent consistency. This bag could sit out and open for probably a couple days, and it ain't gonna dry out. Yes, welcome, Kevin. I appreciate your subscription. I really do. It's free, of course, but I'm glad that you did. It helps me on my way to get to at least to 500. It would be nice to at least reach that number. And of course, once I reach that number, I'll be looking for the 1,000 mark. But let's work for 500 right now. All right. Am I translating? No, I'm not translating. I guess that the page translates it. I guess. Is that what you're saying to me? Because what I'm reading is English. What time is it? I'll probably go to about 9 o'clock tonight, guys. I got several things here I need to get working on. But I wanted to do dolphins because I thought that a lot of people would like to see how I do my dolphins. So this is just part one of doing the dolphins. I will make sure I do all different parts of making dolphins on here so you can watch. And eventually I'll try to put it together into one video. What? It's automatically translating for you? That's too cool. Yes, like 3 or 4 of the things I typed to Kevin were in Spanish. That's why I made the comment about you speaking Spanish, because I thought you were just translating it yourself. Oh, well, so I have YouTube Premium, and I don't know if that's part of Premium or not, but yeah, it puts it out in English for me. I don't know if how many different languages it will do that, but I thought it was worth buying the YouTube Premium because I don't have to have the commercials anymore, and there's a lot more options available for Premium as well. Portuguese. Okay, maybe it's your device. I have Premium and it doesn't do that. So it could be. I have a Samsung tablet. It's the newest one. It's the 14-inch or whatever it is. So maybe it's because it's a new tablet and it's doing that for me. That very well could be, Leah. Oh, I love Premium. I'm still salty. They raised the price by $2, but they haven't raised it in like 6 years, so I can't be too mad. Like I am not quite understanding what you're saying, but I'm enjoying chatting with you guys here. Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. I wish I could speak Portuguese, but I do not know that language at all. How does a Portuguese person sound? I don't know. I don't know how they sound. So I need at least one more dolphin because I have okay, so I have 5. I have to at least make one more, and I think I have time. So I'm going to stretch this ball of clay out. Got way too much clay. I can tell already. I can use a translator for that. That same. Yeah, doesn't YouTube or something have a translator? Or Google has a translator. I know that, but they should have something on YouTube for you that you can translate the English to your Portuguese language. He's just talking about the process he's going through. Oh, okay. He was complimenting about the clay before, laugh out loud, because it's very soft and makes him upset about it. Okay. That's too cool, Murray. I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah. I really couldn't tell you, Leo. I really couldn't tell you because I don't think I changed any settings. You know what I mean? So There we go. This is probably what I should have done with the other ones, is kind of roll it out to get close to the diameter I want. And then pull the clay from that point. That's way too much clay. So let's take off at least that much of it. This clay is so soft. It's crazy. I understand, Leah. Okay. And we go back and forth about translation because apparently his device automatically translates other languages, which made me think he knew Spanish because I thought he was just translating. Okay. You know, it's funny. Other countries learn English, but here in America, we don't really learn many other languages. I mean, probably Spanish is probably the biggest one that everybody learns. So maybe some French. But mainly everybody just, it seems like other countries, the biggest language is English. Everybody has to learn English, which I guess I can understand because of us being such a large country and all the opportunities we have for people here. People want to come here. Was he able to read Portuguese? I can read that. Is that translated out? Because I couldn't tell you if it's translated out or not because it's not telling me. I just see it as English. I guess so. Laugh out loud. It was in Portuguese. Oh, wow. Awesome. I love my Samsung tablet. I didn't know it did that. But that is pretty freaking cool. People are going to think I know all these different languages now. And Leah, don't tell them. Let it be a mystery. Does Terry know that language? So apparently, if you type it in Portuguese, I can read it. Yes, I am going live tomorrow. It will be horizontal stream, though. Horizontal stream. I do verticals on Wednesday only. Sometimes I will go live on the weekends. This Saturday, I have to go pick up my puppy in Ohio. I could probably live stream that. You will find the puppy in the live streams probably quite often because I'm going to have him down here with me as much as possible. I want him to be a studio dog. And we will see if that happens because my wife tends to take over the dogs. They all love her, so they all love her. Of course, she feeds them all the time, so that's partially why that happens. What time does it start? I'll be back again. So it is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. That's when I go live every day, except for the weekends. No weekends. Weekends, I'll notify an hour before I start the live. I thought I had brought it, but it came out in Portuguese. Sorry. Hey, apparently I can read it. Leah did not know I could read Portuguese. That's so funny. Leah, you got to find that option on your phone if you have a Samsung. I bet they have an option on there to turn everything to read or translate. I wasn't aware that my tablet even did it until you brought this up. So that's quite interesting. So there's 6 dolphins that I did. And I will finish them live in several different live streams. Because there's too soft right now to do anything with. I got to let them set up a little bit. And then we'll come back. We'll cut them in half. We'll carve them out. And we'll go from there. I'll show you guys how I make that dolphin. So we'll have to spend some time on the wheel, obviously, because I got to make that part and the bottom part. But anyhow, everybody likes my dolphins, though. Can you speak some Portuguese? I can't speak Portuguese. But apparently my tablet translates your Portuguese to English. So that's why I can see it and read it. I didn't know that it would do that, but I think that's cool. That's just cool. Only the cool kids can do that. Right, Jackie? She's upstairs. That's my wife. She couldn't hear me. Translate this for me, Leah. Laugh out loud. Oh, believe me, Kevin, she's on her phone right now looking it up. I guarantee it, Leah is looking it up on how to change it. That's why you don't see her on here right now. Because it's going to bug her now, and she's going to have to figure it out. Please laugh out loud. Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's so cool. I'm jealous. Oh, man. All right, guys. That's all I'm going to do for tonight. So I am cutting this one a little bit short, but I have some other stuff I need to tend to. And I need to make sure that my air conditioner is working upstairs because it wasn't working, and I think it started working, but I didn't have time to wait for it to get cooler. So I need to check that. So it's really hot in this house tonight. Auntie doing all right? Yes, she is. Yes. Auntie Jackie is doing good. She's got a dentist appointment tomorrow. They're going to fix her tooth. And once they do that, then she has to wait a little bit. And then I think in June, May or June, she gets her knee redone. Or her hip. I can't remember which one is knee, probably a knee. But she gets that joint redone. So then she'll be able to walk better, which will help her a lot more. So good to have you, Kevin. Yeah, definitely. Good to have you, Kevin. I appreciate you being here tonight. And Ken, great to have you here tonight. Yeah, Leah's saying exactly what I wanted to say. And thank you for everybody hanging out tonight. I know there's like 5 or 6 that stuck around. Thank you. We will be finishing these dolphins up. You will get to see me finish these dolphins. There's just several parts to these. So stay tuned because we will finish these and you'll get to watch it in real time, live here on Muirhead Pottery. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad to have you here. And I'm going to close out this live here in just a second. So anyhow, we are tonight. They don't quite look like dolphins, do they? But anyhow, that's what I made. And here's the one that I showed you up close. That is the dolphin that needs to get fired. He is actually dolphin number 3. So that's the dolphin. Wait till you see the colors that's on him. You're going to love it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Kevin. Woot woot dolphins. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin, for your comments. I love it. Thank you, Leah. All right, guys. We will catch you tomorrow. And we will probably get right back on these tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. For Be There or Be Square, all right? Be a horizontal stream. All right, guys. Good night, and thank you for your time.